What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 6. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. I have so much to say. I'm going to do Untucked separately. I normally don't even do a whole Untucked, but I got a lot to say, and I just don't want this to run too long. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Snatch Game, okay? Now, whole lot of people got on my nerves this episode, and it's funny because there's some of the same people that I was loving in the episode got on my nerves and Untucked. We'll get there. Now, Britta. I'm so sick of Britta, I don't know what to fucking do with myself. And Britta, I was defending you. Now, I still don't think that you were doing what you were accused of doing and what I was defending you about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, y'all going over there to my little brother L Teddy 27's reviews, and you can hear all about his problem with Britta. I'm not going to talk about that here. But what I will say is this. Britta, you got on my nerves so bad at the beginning, well, the whole episode, but it started at the beginning of this episode, that you had me rooting for Aiden. And y'all know I don't see it for Aiden. You had me rooting for Aiden because your ass had the nerve to tell Aiden that he didn't have nobody to save him in Snatch Game and he better bring it. Bitch, you was doing Jennifer Holliday. Tell me what the hell is funny about Jennifer Holliday. What joke did you think you had for Jennifer Holliday? Alright, so with that being said, let's go. I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs, the bitter and the banner. It is Snatch Game. And when Ru came to announce it, my baby, my girl, my bitch, Miss Vanjie was there. Let me tell y'all something. Vanjie looked good. Both of her looks in this episode were everything to me. They just were. I'm just going to go down this list because again, it's Snatch Game. We're not spending a whole lot of time on that. Britta, Jennifer Holliday, Widow, Tina Turner / Ike Turner, Jada, Cardi B, Aiden, Patricia Quinn. We don't know who the fuck that was. Aiden didn't even know who the fuck it was. Heidi, Leslie Jones. I see you, Heidi. I see you. Jan, Bernadette Peters, Crystal was Poppy / robot / YouTube sensation. Now I'm gonna have to go ahead and Google this person after I get done with all of this because I don't know who the hell she is and nobody else did either. The only person that did know who she, and what's funny was the people who once they either they already knew who Poppy was or went and looked up who Poppy was, they kind of thought Crystal did a decent job. It's the fact that nobody knew who she was. So you didn't bring me nothing. Jackie was Lisa Rinna. Gigi played a robot. Sherry played Katharine Hepburn. And they tried to get honey. They did their best to try to. They couldn't cut Sherry out because Sherry slayed this challenge. So they couldn't cut her out. They cut her out the runway, honey. They tried. They just need to let it go. We know who she is. We know what she did. Let the episodes play as they are. It is what it is at this point. But honey, all right. So let me go through this. Okay, Britta as Jennifer Holliday, fail. Big ass fail. Quadruple ass fail. Fail. You weren't funny. You didn't give me nothing. Fail. Widow, Tina Turner / Ike Turner. I personally thought you were funnier as Ike than you were as Tina. You did not do a great job. But like I said, I think your Ike sort of saved you because I enjoyed the Ike. They only showed one Ike joke, but the one they showed was funny. Jada, Cardi B, you did a good job, Jada. You did a good job. You weren't at the top, you weren't at the bottom, but you did not flop on Cardi B. Okay? You did good. All right? I think you did good. Aiden, Patricia Quinn. Now here's the thing about that. Patricia Quinn was the woman who played in Rocky Horror Picture Show. I forget what her character was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But she was, needless to say, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is iconic. And it is a cult classic. And it's not just a regular cult classic. It is a major cult classic of people within a certain generation. And also people in the LGBTQIA community. So you are fucking with a gold. You know what I'm saying? So when people in the workroom asked you, well, are you playing her now or are you playing her then? That should have been your first clue. You should have came as her in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You should have found whatever outfit she wore in the movie. I've seen the movie, honey, but I have not memorized it, so I don't know what the hell she was. But whatever her outfit was in the movie, the wig, the makeup, that's what you should have come as. That's what you should have done. Now, you said that you had an opportunity to actually meet her, and that's why you chose her. Here's the problem, though. After me seeing how you portray her, did you like her when you met her? Because I felt like your portrayal of her was a betrayal. Because I felt like you were totally disrespectful to who this woman was. See, you played her as a drug addict, like washed up ass, don't remember what I did yesterday kind of drug addict. And that could have been funny, and I might have forgiven you for being disrespectful, but it wasn't funny. And when you realized it wasn't funny, or at least I hope you realized it wasn't funny, you didn't know how to come up out of it and go to a different joke. All of your jokes were about her being forgetful, a drug addict. I did so many drugs in the 60s, I don't remember nothing. Now, I'm gonna get to something in a minute as far as Miss Gigi Good is concerned. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Heidi played Leslie Jones. I think you did decent. You had some really good comebacks, some little quips. There was a moment that I feel like you could have really gone way left Leslie Jones, and that was when Lisa Rinna, Jackie, you know, she had Lisa Rinna down. I'm jumping ahead of myself. But there was a moment where she stood up and she sort of reenacted a scene from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where she had the wine glass in her hand and she was like, don't you talk about my husband. And she kind of came at Heidi a little bit. And Heidi kind of just let her, like, Heidi kind of gave her that look like, Heidi, that was your moment. That was your moment. You should have went 120% Leslie Jones, stereotypical loud ass black woman. I'm sorry, because that's Leslie Jones' caricature. You know what I'm saying? That's what she gives. That is what you should have given in that moment. We know that that is not who Leslie Jones is, the person, but the character that she gives us, it's like Tiffany Haddish. You're giving us that over the top loud ass, you know what I'm saying? And that was your moment. I would have stood up and I would have given her something. I don't know what it was, but I would have given it to her. But overall, I think you did decent. Okay? Okay. But Jan, you did Bernadette Peters. Again, I have to say, you weren't that funny. I think you did a decent job of looking like her. I think you did a decent job of knowing her character, knowing things about her. It was clear that you had done your research. It was clear that you knew who this woman was. But a lot of her jokes fell flat if you did not know a lot of her roles on Broadway, and a couple of the jokes I think came from some of her roles on Broadway. And so for me, they fell flat because I didn't know what the fuck he was referencing. Rue got them, but I didn't get them. But again, Jan, you were safe. You were passable. You weren't at the top. You weren't at the bottom. Crystal Method. Now here's the problem, Crystal. We were talking about this earlier this week. I did a review, a live review earlier this week. I had my special guest from the Epic and Dominion. From Epic and Dominion, they were on there, and we talked about should you have been El DeBarge, and we all agreed that yes, in the moment you look like El DeBarge, and you know you clearly don't know who the hell El DeBarge is, but you know that's just a quick Google search. Pay no attention to the refrigerator opening behind me. That's a quick Google search, but I feel like they would have dinged you for coming as a man. And for coming as somebody that you look so much like. Like, you wouldn't have had to put on a whole lot of makeup or anything. And I just feel like that or Weird Al Yankovic. But I feel like they would have dinged you for that. So, on one hand, Rue kept trying to tell you that that's what you should do. That's what you should do. But I don't think you should have. Now, I do think you should have found a different character. Because this character clearly, it fell flat. You tried, but it was cringe-worthy watching you. I felt bad for you. You and Aiden were the two people, whenever she threw a question to y'all, I would fast forward through it. It was cringeworthy just seeing y'all struggle so much. Lisa, I told you Jackie she did Lisa Rinna really well. Like she had all her props. She knew all the catchphrases. She had Lisa Rinna down. The only thing she didn't do that what I would have laughed is if she had got up and kind of did that dance. If you follow Lisa Rinna on social media or whatever, you know that she is good for a white woman offbeat dance and don't give a fuck. Okay, Gigi Good. Gigi, you did that. You were the robot and you played that robot. You were in character. You were hilarious. You were excellent. Like you did it. You fully committed to it and you were funny. And every time Ru came to you, you had a funny one to come back. Like you did that. Okay? But then you turn around and you totally pissed me off in Untucked. We're going to get to that though. Sherry did Katharine Hepburn and she did good. Although, I'm going to say this. One, and Carson Kressley said it, her makeup was very reminiscent of the Grey's Anatomy challenge. And I agree it was. And two, yes, it was funny, but I feel like she did the same joke the whole time. It was just funny. Her execution was funny, but I feel like she just kept doing the same joke. Now, the two judges were the two guys from Mean Girls, and as someone who has never seen the movie Mean Girls, I'm going to give y'all a moment to gasp. I've never seen the movie Mean Girls. I not only did not know who they were, but a lot of the Mean Girl jokes lost on me. Never seen the movie. Have no idea. I mean, I know what it is, but I've never seen it. So, now, that was that. During the workroom, and it was funny because they had this joke in the workroom. They did a whole let it go joke. And I didn't get it in a moment. Like they all fell out laughing, cracking up laughing. And I didn't get it in a moment. But then I realized with the runway why the joke was so funny. But we'll get to that. Couple of things that went down in the workroom. The first thing that went down in the workroom was, once again, you know, we have to have our mirror moment. Shouts out to Maddie Rance. I think I stole that from Maddie Rance. The mirror moment. And once again, Widow is sharing some things with her. And let me say this to y'all. It pisses me off when I hear these stories of people who he said that after his mother died, his uncle put him out the house because he was gay. And so he became homeless. He ended up dropping out of high school because he was 17, which means he was right there. He was close. I don't know if he was a junior or a senior, but he clearly was at the finish line. And I have to say to myself, how much do you have to hate gay people that you would put your nephew who just lost his mother on the street? So close to being 18. Like my thing is, you couldn't just suck it up for a couple of months until his 18th birthday and then put his ass out the house. Like I mean, it just, and I know there are two sides to every story, but it just grinds my gears when I hear those stories. And Widow said from there, you know, she said she identifies so much with Tina Turner because of her past dealing with abuse and different situations. And she said, you know, she was homeless for a year, living in an abandoned house, and she allowed herself, you know, she said she basically drank from morning till night, you know, basically to just get through life. So she, I guess, was an alcoholic. I don't know if she would identify as an alcoholic or someone who just used alcohol in that moment. I don't know, because she drinks. So, well, I shouldn't say she drinks because I don't know what's in her drink. I guess the assumption is that she drinks. So, but her again, once again, we hear her story. And it's just heartbreaking. Like you just never know people's story, and you know. But she said she dealt with a lot of abusive relationships because, you know, she ain't say this. I'm reading between the lines. I mean, sometimes that might have been the only place she had to stay, and she said drag literally saved her life. You know. Now, during the consultation, I'm flipping back a little bit because I remember a few things. Going back to the consultation, Vanjie did the consultation with Ru, and she was Vanjie. She was funny. She was who she was. You know how Vanjie is. But, you know, of course, she was there to let people know what not to do because, you know, her Snatch Game was not that great. But they wanted Jan to do Kris Jenner because she did Kris Jenner in her audition reel. So Ru was trying to kind of nudge her in that direction because she said she did such a good job. And, you know, Jan was saying how She started drag doing Kris Jenner, and she just wanted to do something different. And again, y'all, Snatch Game is not, Ruth said it. She said, everybody comes here, like, you know, you have to do Snatch Game. It's a part of your audition. And then everybody comes here and they want to be Meryl Streep. And again, I say the same thing. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. If you spent years being Kris Jenner and that was part of your audition reel and it got you on the show, the fuck? Do Kris Jenner. Ruth told you to do Kris Jenner. Then Heidi, they told Heidi, why wouldn't you lean to a character? Now, again, I think she did decent as Leslie Jones, but they were telling her, you have such a thick Southern accent. Why not find a character that sort of plays into that so that you don't have to think so hard? Like, you can, you know, throw those. And I think they said Phaedra Parks. And I said, you know what? She really could have played Phaedra. You know, Phaedra even got a little gap in her teeth, too. But Heidi said she didn't know who the hell Phaedra was. Now, I don't know if they're allowed to use their phones or whatever, but I just feel like 2 hours on YouTube, you could have gotten all you needed to know about Phaedra Parks. You know, the Southern Belle with all of the Southern isms and the, but okay, whatever. So that was sort of the workroom, getting ready workroom moment. The other thing that came up in the workroom, and I agree, I 120% agree with this statement. Snatch Game is the one challenge that you know is coming. You know it's coming. It's a part of your audition. When you audition for RuPaul's Drag Race, you have to give them 3 different Snatch Game characters as a part of your audition. So you have at least 3 people that were good enough, or decent enough at least, to get you on the show. So what I don't understand is when they get on here and they don't know what they're going to do, or they picking something crazy out the box, or it's, you know, and I understand, and I'm going to get to Untucked in a minute. Okay, so I was about to go into Untucked. Okay. Now, because see, this is why it's 17 minutes. All right, so the runway was Let It Go, Frozen, the Broadway musical. So they must have had some sort of partnership with, you know, Frozen. Okay. Heidi, she had this all white outfit with like a high hat, but it was like, you know, walking in the park, fur, you know, faux fur. It was beautiful. It was really nice. Heidi looked really nice. Jackie Cox had this silver like corset with these blue petals coming out of it. And a silver, yeah, I said that, a silver corset. Yeah. Jada, y'all know Jada always gets the runway right. So far so good, knock on wood. See, I'm gonna say that, and then next week she's gonna wear something crazy. But for me, Jada's looks are always on point. They're not always my favorites, but I never hate her looks. And her look was a white dress. It had the cleavage, it had the cutouts on the side, honey. She was giving me body yaddy. She was giving me boobage, because I think in one of her looks earlier this season, she ain't give me no boobage and I didn't like it, but she was giving me boobage, and it was everything. Yes, Miss Jada, with this headpiece. Yes, bitch. Jan, she had this blue, I don't know, looked like it was melting ice, like, what does she call it? Not liqueur, because that's alcohol. Y'all know what I'm talking about, like plastic burn. Anyway, it was really pretty. It was white and blue, and it looked like she was melting. Like it really looked like she was melting. And I wrote blue White Walker because the facial makeup looked like a White Walker to me. Widow, I have no fucking idea what Widow was doing. Widow. Now I like Widow. Widow was my girl, and I'm team Widow. You. But that look was not. No, it was supposed to be Titanic. She said it was a period piece. Here's my thing. First of all, what the hell that got to do with Frozen? I mean, I know it's supposed to be Frozen inspired, but you were playing the woman on the Titanic who died, so she had a raft around her head, you know, a inner tube around her head, and she had these things coming off her face like icicles. No, Widow, no. And a Little House on the Prairie outfit. No, don't do that again. Widow, don't do that ever again. Gigi Good was really cute. She had the blue hair. She looked like an ice cream girl. She had a little ice cream cone, and she had like a real white, it was basic but cute white little dress that frilled out like a 1950s like ice cream girl kind of thing going on. It was really cute. Aiden, she just had on a gown with these eyes. I didn't get it. She said it was real campy. I think, you know, it was campy on a 5. Like, if you're going to go campy, give me a 10. Like, if you're going to be campy, you have to be, camp only works when it is exaggerated. You can't halfway do campy. And I feel like you were going for campy, but you did not fully commit to it. So what it just looked like was this, I wrote a Christmas dress because it looked like a dress you would wear to like a Christmas, like a formal Christmas party. It was like a gown with like this little fur thing up here, and then she had these eyes that I think was supposed to be the camp part, but it didn't work for me, dog. You did have on a real wig this week, though. You did have on a real wig. Britta loved her dress. It was really pretty. It had these colorful. It had the big shoulder pads and all that good stuff. I really liked it. I didn't like you this episode, but I really liked it. Crystal Method, I loved her look. She had these white pajama pants, like tailored pajama pants, and she had her makeup, hair slicked back, like that wet, slicked back look, and her face was like a silver, but not exaggerated. I wrote, like, King of the White Walkers. She said it was inspired by Mr. Freeze from, the Batman movie, but either way, it was everything. Cherry Pie, they didn't give her ass a runway, but when they showed her on the main stage, I liked her look. I couldn't give y'all a whole lot because they ain't give me a whole lot, but Sherry, okay, I liked it. Now, the top of the week, it was between Gigi and Sherry, and Gigi won. And I feel like if they had given that to anybody other than Gigi, I probably would have thrown my book at the TV, because Gigi did that. That robot was everything. That robot look everything. Okay? Okay. The bottom, now let me tell y'all something. The bottom was some poetic justice, because y'all know I ain't here for Britta and I ain't here for Aiden. So the bottom was Britta versus Aiden. So in my mind, I was like, it's a win-win for me, because one of them bitches is going home. But Britta had pissed me off so bad. I really wanted to see Aiden do better. But I knew Aiden couldn't beat Britta in no lip sync. I just did not feel like, I feel like Aiden didn't have it in him. I feel like Aiden at that point has psyched himself out to the point where I think he had convinced himself he didn't belong. And so I don't think there was any fight left in him. I just don't think he had any fight. And so the lip sync was Let It Go, but it was the Broadway version. It wasn't the regular version. It was the Broadway version. And I mean, neither one of them knocked my socks off, let's be clear. But Britta did do better. Britta did command the stage, and Aiden was in her shadow the whole performance. Aiden was like her backup singer. You know what I mean? And so, you know, of course, Britta, Shantae, you stay. So I gotta do a whole separate video for Untucked, because baby, when I tell you they show their asses all up and through Untucked. But anyway, that's what it was. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.